Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to round 4 of Group B of this Mortal Empires YouTuber tournament, where in this battle we've got PharoahOWar with his Chaos versus DahvPlays with his sneaky Skaven, as you can see, already Vanguard and deploying and scouting at the enemy before sneaking away into the mists. And of course in the second bout we've got JonTaun with his Empire versus BlackIron Battles with his Greenskins. So let's quickly go over what both sides have got. So in this group we've got PharoahOWar's brought some Chaos Knights. He's got a Dragon Ogre Sagoth. He's got some Forsaken, 3 units of Chaos Warriors with great weapons, another couple units of Forsaken there, some Chaos Warhounds of Poison, Chaos Knights, and the Ever Watcher. Standing against this we have 4 units of Gutter Runners, all with Poison. 4 units of Skaven Slaves Slingers. We got, as you can see there, the Plague Catapult, protected by some Skaven Slave Spears. We have 1, 2, just make sure it is 3, 4 units of Plague Monks, a Warlock Engineer, some more Skaven Slaves with Spears there, and some more on flank here. His commander is Lord Scrog with an assassin, and if you remember from round 1, he used to have 2 assassins, a very deadly thing. You try and snipe out the commander and the assassin jumps on you. It is very, very dangerous. So, as these guys are skirmishing and picking them away, well, this flank force is going around quite nicely there, and the Chaos Knights are coming down this way. I will just let people know who may have not seen the scoreboards why this is such an important game. At current, DahvPlays, the Skaven player, is second and is in for going to the next phase, which is the knockout phase. Thing is, PharoahOWar is only 1 victory behind him. So, beautiful hit there. If PharoahOWar can win this battle, not only would it tie the points, 2 wins for each player, but because he beat Dahv, he will become second and so will enter the possibility of getting into the knockout phase. So DahvPlays really wants to win this one if he wants to stay in second place. If he loses, PharoahOWar will take his place. So as you can see, overall we've got the Slingers are now splitting them up very nicely, but they're going to get ambushed there. And look, these Knights have been caught by the Slingers, which is going to, as you can see, cause all sorts of damage. The Forsaken are taking so much damage as well. As you can see, this force here is at half health now, and in fact PharoahOWar does pull them back because they're only going to get worse as time goes on. The Ever Watcher is now breaking off from there and moving into the main line, as he knows the Chaos Knights and the Chaos Wolves should be able to handle these Gutter Runners. Plague Catapult. As you can see, PharoahOWar has taken a lot of damage, and this whole Gutter Runner plan does seem to have worked quite nicely, but the Ever Watcher has charged straight through the lane into the Plague Monks. But of course, let's not forget, he's got his commander, he's got his assassin, and look, he's just running down the line. That looks fantastic. He just doesn't care. This is how PharoahOWar uses his Ever Watcher. Very, very aggressively. These Skaven slaves have actually been told to throw themselves in against the Dragon Ogre. I don't think they're going to be happy about that, but it's just to hold them up. I mean, they barely did it. In fact, they didn't even slow him down. He's just charging straight through. So is the Other Watcher. So now we've got these 2 big monsters being up this flank here, where the Forsaken are now changing into the flank. But are they actually in combat? Yes, they are, but not fully in, not fully committed, which isn't very good. The Chaos Wolves have actually been breaking back. We have some Plague Monks charging out of a tunnel in the middle of the Chaos Wolves, and a beautiful hit there by the Plague Catapult, doing all sorts of damage. What have we got there? Final Transformation is going down. We've got Chaos Knights going around the back here. Got some Spearmen and Death Gutter Runners holding them in the rear there. As you can see, though, the Ever Watcher has pulled back because he's trying to win this combat, and he's taking quite a lot of damage as well. Well, as you can see, these guys are now all swarming on this guy, the Dragon Ogre. If they've got ammunition, these Gutter Runners should be falling back and throwing ammunition in, throwing their throwing stars in there. The Ever Watcher is charging straight back in the middle because he's trying to reinforce these, because they have in fact started to break and waver. They're going to cause, if they can stay in the fight, they'll do all sorts of damage though. The Warhounds are now eating all of the Skaven crew, which is very unfortunate. They didn't do anything wrong, and this is not a good position to be in for the Knights. They're in combat with the Skaven spears while getting shot in the back. Of course, the slaves will eventually break, but they'll take a lot of damage for that. Got some more Skaven, as you can imagine, rallying all over the map. This line is in fact still holding, which is really impressive. The Plague Monks are holding against the Chaos Knights and the Chaos Warriors of Great Weapons and the Ever Watcher. Now we've got more Plague Monks coming in to reinforce here, and this flank seems to be holding out really well now. I mean, PharoahOWar has won this bit, but Dav has pulled back and got himself in a much better position to be able to hold this attack off, we hope. So the Warlock Engineer seems to be able to just been left on his own. Lil Skroak is trying to get back to his main lines. The Dragon Ogre is lost about a third of his health so far. But you can see the Warhounds, Forsaken, all coming in. And these guys are now starting to break and wave, unfortunately. They've been hitting the flank. And they are now just swarming through. And of course, I believe this does cause fear and terror. Yes, it does. Of course it does. These guys are getting badly beaten. They're getting overwhelmed now. He's trying to send guys in. But we do have some units that are kind of just sat back as reserve to charge in when they run out of momentum. As you've seen, these guys are still picking on the Chaos Knights, which seem to have actually been forgotten, which isn't good. They need to get in here. They could do so much damage. The Chaos Knights are broken through the Plague Monks here, and again into the Skaven Slaves here, which is going to absolutely destroy morale. And suddenly, it doesn't look so solid anymore. And this Skaven line is starting to break. The Plague Monks are still holding them quite nicely. The Plague Monks are trying to hold that. But where is the Everwatcher? There he is. Oh, the Everwatcher is so close to death at this point. How much health has he actually got there? 878. If he could break him, if he could destroy him, that would be a huge win for the Skaven. But as you can see, he's sending in everything. He's sending him back in again. That's brave. And you got the Dragon Ogre is taking a lot of damage as well. So the Skaven are doing really well. But as you can see, their commander and their assassin and Plague Monks are not doing well. And I mean, we've still got a good 2 minutes to go yet, which is interesting. There you go. We've got Wither going down on the Knight. But as you can see, it is not looking good. Lord Skroak is starting to give up on this. The Assassin is trying to get involved, and so is the Warlock Engineer. But look, why didn't he have the Warp Lightning? Can you imagine Warp Lightning right here on this? It would probably kill the Everwatcher. Could even kill this Dragon Ogre. As you can see, we've got, the problem is, look at all these Slingers though, and Gutter Runners. They've still got a lot of ammunition left. Got a lot of damage they can throw into this combat. And the Warlock Engineer is leading at the front there against all these Chaos Warriors. What spells does he have? He's got none. I see. Okay then. So, love to hear in the comments below, Dav, why he hasn't got Warp Lightning, because this would have been amazing. Look at it all just. And Lord Skroak has been taken down by the duo of monsters, and you can imagine if the Skaven, their leadership is now very, very low and is starting to drop. As you can see, they're starting to plummet, and Chaos now just need to push up with what remaining forces. But look how close this battle was. There was barely anything left. I mean, what's the numbers? 730 Skaven to 193 Chaos, but we do have Knights as well. But these two monsters will lead the way. And oh, look at this. Oh, this is just bad to watch. Just all these Skaven units. There was so much damage that he could have done, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Now, I'm not entirely sure how there's a minute left on this replay, being there's practically nothing left. We've got some Gutter Runners there trying to do some damage. They probably, when they get stretched, the Chaos Forces out so much, they start rallying. So it could become guerrilla warfare now at this point, as he tries to do as much damage as he can to what units he can, and maybe could turn this around. See, the Gutter Runners have actually charged into the Knights here, and they're shaken, which isn't great, but then so are the Gutter Runners, so that's not great. As you can see, these guys are starting to run, but the Chaos Knights are going to be very important to this battle, because they can just outrun the Skaven and not give them a chance to rally. As you see, the Everwatcher has chased his target down. These guys are starting to rally, but I can't see them doing much against a Dragon Ogre, especially being their leadership is probably going to plummet once again as soon as they get into engagement. These Slingers are trying to get themselves in a position to slay these targets here. As you can see, these guys are actually fighting the Chaos Knights back. That is amazing, but you can see Pharaoh's got all these units just kind of sat back around his reserve, but look how quick these guys break a unit when they charge into them. But unfortunately, the Chaos Knights are coming back. A lot of the units are disappeared, and I think the Gutter Runners have realised they're low now in this battle, and that is a win for PharoahOWar. That was a stupidly close game. As you can see, there's barely anything left. They're so close. If he could kill him and him, the battle could have turned around. So, over the usual scores then, Lord Skroak got 5 kills, but he did do a lot of Armor Rust, I believe, Plague of Rust, so lowered all that down. The Warlock Engineer got 7 kills, which is actually better than the Assassin, they only got 5. As you can see, unfortunately, the Skaven Slave Spears were just smashed out of the way by the bigger monsters and got no kills whatsoever. The Plague Monks did a very important job of holding that line, so the Skaven could use all their Slingers and Gutter Runners to take them out. As you see, 26, 38, 32 and 20. You've then got Skaven, Slave, Slingers 3 and 4. The Night Runners of Slings got 4 and 2. And of course the Gutter Runners did a really good job, 25, 16, 51 and 21. And the Plague Catapult, let's not forget, did a really good before getting shut down. Got 59 kills there. PharoahOWar, the Overwatcher, got 58. The Forsaken, look at this, 112 and 125. That is a ridiculous amount of kills. But then again, that was probably against a lot of slaves. So they probably had a really good time. Really good. And the Chaos Warriors, 70, 22 and 70. The other unit Forsaken got 25. The Knights, as you can imagine, 95 and 122. The Wolves didn't do too great at 22, but they did good at harassing. They got the catapult out of the picture, so they did a good job there. And yeah, the Dragon Ogre Saga have got 116 kills. No surprise there. So that's going to really upset the tables now. That's going to really shift things around. I'll explain more at the end of the episode where we go over the scores. The next battle we're going to go to now, as we know, is JonTaun of his Empire versus BlackIron of his Greenskins. So here we are with the BlackIron of his Orcs and against JonTaun of his Empire. So if I've said that too many times already, I need to remember to edit all that out and, you know, edit it better. But never mind. So here we go. BlackIron's Orcs, he's got 1, 2, 3 units of Orc Bickens, 2 units of the Nasty Skulkers mixed in there, a couple units of Goblins for more support, a Goblin Big Boss, he does like them, he's got some Black Orcs there, Black Orcs here, he also has the good old Hammer of Gork, Grimgor Ironhide, 2 units of Goblin Archers, the Rusty Arrows, Orc Shaman, and the Warlord's Boys. So any other sneaky Orc tactics? I think there might be. Of course there is. We've got the Goblin Wolf Riders hidden in the back there. Is there any others? BlackIron, is there any others? I know what you're like. So let's look at JonTaun's professional Empire army. Very scary. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Spearmen. He's then got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Flagellants. He also has a Reichsguard, 2 units of them, a unit of Empire's Knights, and a unit of Royal Otto Griffites. You've also got a Light Wizard, some more Spearmen, the Silver Bullets, and good old Boris Topbringer on his Griffin. So this army scares me, I've got to admit. I mean, the Orcs have got a good mass and troops, but this is so much cavalry. No artillery, though, interestingly enough. Well, he doesn't need it. He's got all that cavalry. So, we'll get the game into normal speed. Right, so, as you know, same map as all players for round 4. And the Empire, very aggressively, well, they have to, because they have no real range apart from the Silver Bullets. I mean, these guys actually have more range. If the Hammer of Gork is going to force the Empire to have to move forward, Boris Topbringer is scouting out, can see that there's gaps in his formation and they're filled with Nasty Skulkers, so he knows how the plan goes. The only problem is, as you see, if he's going to funnel everything into here, his cavalry will not be as good as it could be if it could flank around, run around here, or run around there. But maybe that's his plan, is to just charge them straight down the throat of the enemy. We've got the Wolf Riders coming in now, doing a bit of a scout. I don't know if they're going to try and get a strike. I think they're going to try and take on the Demigryph Knights. Okay, bets are on, guys. How do you think this is going to end? Well, actually, he breaks off. Breaks off there, and the main line is about to engage. The Orcs have now charged. There's a beautiful hit by the Hammer of Gork, and in goes the Flagellants against the Biggins there. And yeah, here comes the Empire, but they're going to be charged by the Goblin Spearmen nicely there. As you can see, this is a beautiful line. In comes the cavalry. This is what we expect. And the Goblins of Wolf Riders are charging in, and all the cavalry have focused on this flank. But that's Boris Topbringer as well. But let's not forget that these are Orc Biggins, so quite important. But as you can see, the Nasty Skulkers is immediately broken, and he's done a net of Amatok, so removed all his ability. And there's a foot of Gork straight down on that unit. Oh, look at the damage it's caused. The Knights have pulled back, as you can see, they're about 3rd health missing, but the infantry have just taken a pummeling. They've literally been booted in the face. Another nut of Antlock to hold them in place, while Grimgor is doing foe seek to try and get through. The cavalry getting some good charges in. Boris Topbringer charging into the Goblins to try and help these Spearmen out. This flank seems to be actually, it looks like they are actually moving to support the flank here. The Demigryphs, there is so much cavalry, but look, Two of the units are breaking. That's the Empire and Reichsguard unit. It looks like this flank has been pretty much won by the goblins. The cavalry running in there to try and help them. The archers, look, the archers are all focusing on the light wizard, which is really, really good to try and pick him out and stop him using all his spells. What units are all the way over there? Wolf Riders, of course they are. So he's got, but their armed spearmen have got through and are attacking the goblins in archers in close combat, which is probably for the best. As you can see, Boris Topbringer, he's trying to help this flank out, and the Royal Demigifts Knights are charging in there. But I feel like there's not enough infantry. As you can see, these infantry are taking a beating. The Hammer of Witches now get Grimgor Iron is chasing after. This is a huge mistake, though. There's a little unit here. Grimgor Ironhide has been isolated from the rest of his horde, so the Silver Brothers can just pick at him. Not only that, but they can't benefit from his leadership either. And as you see, the Empire have actually broken through their lines and attacking the rear lines and getting these beautiful flank charges. So you see, these guys are now breaking. The goblins, the biggins are all gone on this flank. And the Black Orcs are trying to hold for as long as they can. Grimgor Ironhide seems to have been forgotten. He can move again. He's just stood there, which is not great. And you see the centre line has now broken for the Orcs. The Orc Shaman is even going. The Black Orcs are the only thing that's holding at this point. Is looking very much in the favour. And oh, good grief, I just noticed what time there is. We have 9.5 minutes of this battle remaining, people. This is probably the longest battle in the whole tournament then. That is ridiculous. So Grimgor Ironhide is getting into the back here to try and do something about this mess here. But it is not looking good for the Orcs. As you see, the Empire seem to be winning on nearly every front now. All the Wolf Riders have come back, but they're charging into Spearmen. But there's not many Spearmen, so they might be able to break them. Is the plan. Boris Topbringer is going for Grimgor Ironhide. Makes sense. Try and do some cycle charges, break them down. And as we expected, the cavalry now, this is what they're for. As soon as they got past the back lines, they're now causing absolute chaos with this lovely big open field that they can rally in. Sorry, that's because those guys rallying, but they can get a good mobility in and attack whoever they want when they want, which is brilliant. But as you can see, the Empire troops have taken a beating at this point. I mean, yeah, they're well below half strength. There was only 300 Empire left to 600 Orcs, so they're outnumbered 2 to 1 at this point. All the Orcs seem to be rallying now, which is fantastic for the Greenskins. And the Empire might not be able to hold against the counter-attack, especially even these Black Orcs cutting through all these Spearmen and Flagellants. They just don't have the armour piercing. We do have the Demigifts in there, but the Spearmen are now charging the Demigifts, which they'll do, and Grimgor Ironhide is there. But it's safe to say the Empire have won this centre skirmish here, but the Black Orcs are winning this flank back again, which is absolutely brilliant. The Silver Brothers is trying to support, and he's trying to take out the Orc Shaman to take out the magic that the Orcs can use. There goes another rock from the Hammer of Gork there. The Knights, look, they're breaking them, but they've taken a lot of casualty. There's 12 there and 13 there, and they've barely got any health. And these archers are now shooting at them, even as they're getting attacked in close combat. This is a micro management nightmare, because there are units everywhere. There's battles being won, there's battles being lost, and it is just everywhere. As you see, these Flagellants, though, are getting cut up by the Black Orcs. They're going in a conga line. They're doing it in an orderly way, cutting through there. So I think it's safe to say, even though they had the centre, they will now lose it, thanks to these Black Orcs still at half health. The Light Wizard is coming in to try and probably shut down these archers that are moving around. But the Reichsguard and the Empire Knights, they're gone. The Reichsguard's gone. And there's still a lot of Orcs to go, and there's still 7 minutes of the battle with 165 Empire with 481 Orcs. But you see, this battle has been won as well, and the Black Orcs will finish this up. It's all a matter of time. Out of desperation, it looks like Boris Topbringer nearly at full health though. What equipment is he giving him? Has he got like potions and things like that to heal him up, or is it the Light Wizard's been healing him? Most likely. But as you can see, they're trying to clean this up. The Black Orcs and that against, it is pretty much the elite against the elite on both sides battling with their generals. But as you can see, the Orcs are still rallying in the back here, which is not what they want. The Hammer Gork is still fully operational with 3 catapults still firing. The centre has been won, and then now the Nazigoka and the Black Orcs are taking all that on. In this battle, the Goblins are finally broken, though they've done probably what they needed to do. The Griffites, Demigifts Knights, are running away over there, probably to try and help the centre battle get a good charge. Boris Topbringer has been left alone, and Grimgor and the Black Orcs will have a good time with that. He's absolutely exhausted, but the Black Orcs are starting to waver, and in comes another charge. There's only 5 of them left, but they will not abandon Boris Topbringer. as they actually crack the Black Orcs. But look, a new unit of Black Orcs, 45 of them. They struggled with the 16. There's now 45 more of them charging. Grimgor Irongor has got about half his health left. You've got some nasty Skulkers here. Oh no, sorry, that's the Warlord's boys. My apologies, the Night Goblins. Trying to take out the Light Wizard, and so everything's focused on that. What's left of the Empire, though? I can't really see much. It's 57 units. The Silver Bullets with 10 there. Obviously, Boris Tubbering, the Light Wizard. Oh, these guys have started to waver as well. And the Orcs, look, they've got guys coming back. We've got Goblin Archers. We've got... Oh, dear, this is not looking good for them. A net of Ambertok has been dropped on the Black Orcs to try and get Boris out and to try and get some Cycle Charges. But as you can see, they're shaking now, which is not great. This Light Wizard has been a massive pain for the Orcs. But there's more Orcs rallying, so there's more Orcs joining the fight. And yet there's still 5 minutes to go. 54 Empire. I'm trying to figure out where are the Empire. Are they... Have we got a unit over here? I can see some red... Oh, some Spearmen there that are broken. You've got... As you can see, they've gone. The Royal Archer have broken. Silver Bullets are waving. The Light Wizard is trying to get out of there. Boris Topbringer is going to try and get those Goblin Archers out, which is a good move. We want to try and remove at the range. But as you can see, you've got Big Uns, you've got Black Orcs, you've got Grimgor, Ironhide. These guys can take out large. Oh, and you've got Big Uns there as well. As you can see, there's Empire breaking over there. And I think it's including them, even though they are broken. These two Demigifts Knights that are all that's left are getting ready to charge back in. They will not let their Lord fall. As you see, the Big Uns have been smashed. Boris Todbringer with that Griffin could technically still win this if he does the right micro. As long as the Empire have one guy, one pair of feet on the ground, then Boris Todbringer can move around in the air and hit and run where needed and can do a lot of damage. See, what's good as well is the Silver Bullets can be hidden as well from the Orcs, so they can just hide if need be and take sniper shots, pot shots at them. The Light Wizard as well is coming in to help, though I'm not entirely sure what he can do to help. Probably some nets coming down, I suspect. There goes another volley from the Silver Bullets trying to Grimgor Ironhide. I think he's trying to distract him. That crew to the Hammer of Gork is actually now abandoned the machine and is going. But as you can see, oh, they've just broken. The Rusty Arrows have left the field. And Goblin Archers are thinking of leaving as well. They'll probably get a few volleys off and then they'll probably leave as well. The crew didn't do much. They saw the Griffins, went nah. He is now going for these Archers. As you can see, he's trying to get loss of army to affect the Orcs. There's 27 Empire now against the... How many Orcs? 200 Orcs. So they're now outnumbered 10 to 1. And I think that number's going to drop because there's 13 running off over there. I think that is it. So it is the Light Wizard, some Silver Bullets, and Boris Todbringer against Grimgor Ironhide and all of these Orcs. But as you can see, the Silver Bullets will run out of ammunition soon. That is not good. They will run out of ammunition and they probably will then break. I mean, they're shaking just by standing there. The Light Wizard is now beginning to waver. Boris Todbringer is trying to desperately, like I said, remove all the Goblins. As you can see now, I think this is it. I think it is just these two units of Orcs and Grimgor against a Light Wizard, some Silver Bullets, and Boris Todbringer. This is what this tournament's all about. I take that back. We have the Demiglyph Knights are back, but they are wavering. But this is what this tournament's all about. Down to the minus fin, as you can imagine. This is so tight, it's ridiculous. See though, it's kind of just, they're just penching themselves up, ready for the final fight. Boris getting himself ready, so are they. These guys have actually rallied, though I can't see them really playing any part in this battle. The Silver Bullets are wavering. Just by standing there, they're wavering, which is not good. And so are these guys, and this is not looking good for JonTaun, who's currently at the top of our table. What's that being done on them? I think that's just leadership buffs. But as you can see, they're going to try and get a charge in. The last charge of the giving. Oh, and they were both taken out instantly. Boris Todbringer is now getting involved. He's got Foe Seeker activated. But of course, these guys have got Foe Seeker, Stand Your Ground, and Warg all activated. they've been waiting for that ability to set off. Boss Topbringer is trying to pull out now. The Light Wizard, not much he can really do. I suspect they've ran out of magic at this point. The Winds of Magic have been all drained. The 10 silver bullets are kind of just had enough. And not only that, but I think they can't be seen. I don't know. Oh, maybe they can be because they're going for them. They're going for them. Yeah, I don't see this working though. But all he needs to do is for them to break. I mean, they are wavering just because, well, wouldn't you waver if you had this chasing after you? Look at them. But this is all this comes to in this round now. Boss Topbringer getting another good hit on Grimgor. Because if you can kill Grimgor Ironhide, then these Orcs, as you can see, the Biggins leadership isn't that great. And the Black Orcs are kind of questioning all of this. So it could come down to if Grimgor falls, it pretty much be whoever falls will lose in this tournament round 4. This is a bit ridiculous. But Boris is now starting to waver, and can you blame him? These Biggins and Black Orcs will go, and boom, he's shattered. He's gone. And so is everything else. That is a victory to BlackIron Battles against our current leader, JonTaun. An amazing battle there. Took its sweet ass time, but we got there eventually. So, as you can see, Grimgor Ironhide got 43 kills. Orc Shaman got 75. The Goblin Big Boss got 4. The Goblins got 26 and 9. That's really good actually for Goblins. The Nasty Skokers, one got shut down quite quickly at 17. The other one got 53, which is really good. The Warlord's Boys got 36. And as you can imagine, the Orc Biggins, 62, 127 and 45. The Black Orcs again, as you can imagine, 90 and 174. The Goblin Archers actually did really 12, 30 kills for those Goblin Archers. For Goblin Archers, that is good. That is really good. And the Rusty Hours got 21 kills. The Wolf Riders got 28. And the Hammer of Gork got 86 kills. So you see a lot of the Finch here did really, really well. Now, JonTaun's Empire, you've got Boris Topbringer with 130 kills. That probably helped at the end that he was just sniping off all the goblins and crews and things like that. The Light Wizard got a couple of kills in his name. The Spearmen, okay, this is a real either they did okay or they did amazing. 11 kills, 76 kills. You then got 13, 52 and 15. Then you have the Flagellants that got 30, 24, 56 and 31. The Silver Bullets got a respectable 39. The Empire Knights so close to the triple digit 99 kill. One group of Riders got 59, but the other got 135. That is really good, and I think the most kills one unit did in the Empire army. And the Demigifts, the Royal Altdorf Griffites got 125 kills. Very, very good. So there you go, that is round 4 completed. If we jump over now to the scorecards, you can see what I mean by it's kind of messed things up a bit. So, as you can see, still at the top, just with 2 wins and a loss, is JonTaun. Below that, though, is all moved about. PharoahOWar has taken over DahvPlays. They've both won 2 and lost 1. So, as you can see, it's all to play for. JonTaun's position could now be in jeopardy in the next round. He might be taken out of the top 2, depending who plays who and how the results are. So JonTaun's only on top because he beat Pharaoh, and Pharaoh's only on top of DahvPlays because he just beat him. That's how close this game is. As you can see, that unfortunately BlackIron Battle is now out of the running because he's won 2 and lost 2. And the only 2 he's been able to beat is Psych Online Gaming and JonTaun. So, as you can imagine, beating the top player and the bottom player doesn't really help when you're better than in the middle. So, I believe BlackIron is now out of the running. So is Psych Online Gaming. So, it's all to play for JonTaun, DahvPlays and PharoahOWar. So, in round 5... you got Psych Online Gaming versus Pharaoh, which Psych is going to be playing to try and gain some honour, so it isn't a complete whitewash. He does get 1 victory on the scoreboard. We all hope he does for the High Elves. But of course, if he does beat Pharaoh, it makes Pharaoh's 2nd place very on edge. Very on edge there, because if he loses that one and DahvPlays wins the next one, he will then overtake Pharaoh again in 2nd place. So that is a really important game. And the final battle for Group B, Round 5, will be DahvPlays versus JonTaun. So you can understand the importance of that one. If JonTaun wins, he would guarantee that he is in first place and through, and he would make sure that Dav is out. But if Dav wins, he will then overtake, and I believe actually be in first place. Yes, DahvPlays. So pretty much so you got Pharaoh and Psych battling it out. Psych for honour and Pharaoh to stay in second place. But the last battle will decide it all with DahvPlays and JonTaun, where they're going to decide who's in first place. Big deal. Whoever's in first place, whoever loses it, will be in third place, I believe. Might have to look into that. But yeah, as you can imagine, the final round is going to be a massive important one to see who is in the top 3 and which order they're in. Because only the top 2 get through. So, it's all to play for in round 5. I hope you see you guys join me. I kind of went all tongue-tied there. That was a long battle, leave me alone. So, hopefully you'll join me in the next episode, where it will be round 5 of Group B, which will be incredibly good games, because it's going to decide everything for Group B. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Till then, take care.